A sensational underdog victory on the road in Melbourne sees West Coast consolidate their position in the top 8 against a fast-finishing Bulldogs team who did provide a scare in that final quarter. I think fans were hoping it wasn't a repeat of the last week heartbreak sustained against the Demons, but the boys held tough on the back of a few individual brilliant performances. Welcome to Eagle Review for another week. Ben Roberts, thanks for joining me. How you going?
Good.
You're at the game. You were at the coalface, mate.
Freezing.
Living and breathing the dream fixture for us. It was a terrific game. We led for the majority of the contest. 2 down on the bench. Wellingham and Butler succumbing to injuries in the second half. Truly one of the best victories of the year with the calibre of players on the sideline, not to mention.
Yep, no, great win, huge win. And as we said the other week, the style of play they're playing since the bye is more like the West Coast we know and have expected to be a successful team and have been a successful team. And it's built on pressure, it's built on time in forward half, tackles in forward half, scores from stoppages. It's all back to how it was a couple of years ago when we were a good side. There's plenty of stats that make very nice reading. Scores from clearances, or chains that started in clearances, 44 points to the better. So that was a huge factor, obviously. Inside 50, 60, that's about the numbers we were producing back in the day when we were good. To 55, probably a few too many, if I'm being honest. 55% in time in forward half stoppages, 47 to 29. Now, when you're getting those scores out of those clearances, stoppages obviously are clearances. If you have 49 of them to 29, you're going to be going pretty well. And 19 forward, 50 tackles. That's, again, very high. So all those numbers put together, win.
Let's talk about some of these individual performances that were the catalyst for the victory. Nathan Vardy, that's a fair last quarter the big fella's pumped out.
Yep, that's his best 10 minutes for the football club he's played, and that was terrific, and just clunking them and kicking the match-winning goal, the ceiling goal, in front of the Melbourne fans. We spent a lot of time, obviously, with the Cats. No, it was terrific. He stood up, as did McGovern late as well. So, very, very good performance. He's getting better every week.
He is. It seems like all the bigs stood up in clutch moments in that fourth quarter. A lot of towering marks right when we needed them when we were under the pump. Gaff, I want to talk about him. 42 disposals. That's a PB. 693 metres gained, 10 inside 50s. Didn't use it at a great clip, though, for his own self-admission to 64%, but the 42 disposals are the 6th highest total from an individual this year, 13 in the first quarter. When he was 20, the next closest with 9.
Yeah, if you start well away, you can really set the foundation. He had nearly 250 metres gained just in the first quarter, so absolutely tremendous. I want to talk about some other guys as well. Up forward, speaking of starting well, Malcolm Carpenter, just his 4th game, searching for his first win for the club. He's been a bit unlucky. 2 goals early, kicked another one in the third quarter, was really good, lively, caused some dramas.
They were difficult set shots too.
Yeah,
one outside 50, one the angle.
Distance from outside 50, one of them as well. That was very good. And Jack Darling's been good of late. He's certainly coming out of the bye, been in great form. A lot of pressure up forward. Have a look at these numbers. And not only does he kick the 3 goals, 12 scoring involvements, that's high for the team. 6 score assists, that's high for the team. 5 marks inside 50, that's a high for the team. Forward 50 pressure acts, 15, that's a high for the team. Contested possessions in the forward half, 9. That's a high for the team. So he did a lot yesterday, and he was very good, and he continues to impress.
I liked his defensive pressure. The tackle he laid in the goal score in that fourth quarter was actually setting up Vardy's final goal, and that was on the back of Jack Darling's tackle. Malcolm Carpenter slotting those 2 early goals in the first quarter. We've had inaccuracy issues in that first term. In fact, in the last 3 weeks, we've had more points and behinds in our first half. And for him to just capitalise on those opportunities really put us on the right path, I thought. Loved the opportunity where he had the 1-2 as well. Kicked it, followed up his own contest, won it back, and that got us another goal as well.
Cleaned up the little mess that was caused there. The other one early was Gov. Last week had some kicking issues, as we know. This week, slotted the first one, and as we talk about, when you start well away, sets the foundations.
Jack Redden, not a fancy player by any means, but probably took Pritt's spot in the inside mid. He keeps delivering the ball inside 50 like this. He can stay right where you are, Jack. Want to see more of this from Lewis Jetta, backing his pace in to beat his opponent, whether he's kicking out a goal, give him a chance at that. One of them, he's opened up the corridor so well, it's resulted in an Eagles goal. Now, I want to talk about Mark Hutchings. He's held Johannesson to 12 touches. 2 were from free kicks. 1 he didn't even think he got. He's like, oh, is it my kick? Oh, that's great. Where do you sit on the issue of constant niggling and bumping off the ball, Ben Roberts?
Did Johannesson have an impact in the grand final last year?
Oh, yeah.
Did he get tagged?
Nope.
Has he had an impact in the last month?
No, he's had a terrible month.
Has he been tagged?
Oh, yeah.
All for it.
But it's the old school, rattle them mentally tactic. Are you for that?
Of course. If that is putting him off his game enough, he only had 12 touches and he had 6 of them in the last quarter. They moved him forward. Like, if it's limiting his impact, and he's a great player when he has impact, then do what it takes within the rules.
Time for roasts of the round. Oh, my Lord. So many of them. We've got to get stuck in right away. I'm pretty sure the AFL is G-rated, Ben Roberts. Well, the PlayStation game is anyway. It's kid-friendly. I don't think you want to see much of this. That's horrific viewing from Sam Mitchell. That strapping is no good. Surely that is the most uncomfortable tape job you can get on an AFL pitch.
Bit of Silence of the Lambs work from Sammy. Nice of Sam Butler just to come across and just... A man who has been taped plenty in his time. He knows what it's like to come across and just lend a little bit of support.
He said, don't let it get you down, mate. You look horrific, but you'll be right.
Yep, get through it. Petrie, head clash with Tom Campbell, always funny, roast. Shep, this isn't the first time Sheppy's gone down and hurt himself, but finds ways to get it done.
Well, normally there's contact involved.
Normally there's contact, but went down, looked like a man shot. Looked interesting. Can I just quickly throw in one for Dermot? Everyone likes Dermot. Well, not everyone, but special comments, loves special comments, passionate about his special comments. I think, though, this one's having a lend.
When we were down there before the game, I know he's scruffed up a couple of field kicks, Carpenter, but you can just, you know, like a cricket bat, you hear it hit the centre. You just hear, I heard it hit his foot, and I thought, oh, that's got a bit of steam coming off at that kick.
Talking about the sound that Malcolm's boot makes when he makes contact. Please.
Interesting. Tommy Barrass trying to kick out from the back pocket. Nah, mate, don't think he's after your overpriced Puss Etihad Stadium chicken nuggets. Put them back in your seat. Have a spell. She dropping one of the biggest sodas you've ever seen and a shot at goal in the third quarter. Thanks for coming. Tommy Barrass, he's back again. That pass to Stringer. Oh. Jeez, that was going to hang over his head if Nathan Vardy hadn't have pulled him from the fire.
I know, very lucky. Oh, jeez, just get along. Just get along. Just get along. Otherwise...
Stringer he had 30 Dream Team points. I think Tommy was trying to help him out, get him to respectability half-ton.
Potentially. Nice of the umpire to slot into the Eagles' zone defence in the first quarter and just knock out Honeychurch. Thanks very much.
Is that the first hit you reckon he's ever laid in AFL?
Yeah, I think so. He'd probably get a week as well. Jetta changes. I was standing right in front of Jets. Well, not in front of him, but I was at the Eagles.
Were you on the mark, were you?
Yeah, Eagles race. And I thought when he was walking in, is he going to drop punt here? Good on him. And then when he kicked it, I thought, hang on a minute. And then it floated the other way to what a banana would. So I think he did change last minute, as the commentary team called. Interesting choice.
Make your mind up. Sam Mitchell, a lot of coverage in the pre-game warm-up, just doing a few soccer trick shots, and he's ended up getting himself on the AFL, Instagram, social media. It was his 13th attempt. I mean, he said, let's just do it till I get some exposure and it looks decent.
He had 2 windies. But we'll get you a mixtape of all the bloopers.
Why not? Let's have a look at Dommy Sheed. Been asked to ruck in this circumstance. Nah, that's a horrific call. Don't know what Dean Cox is thinking up there. That's probably not the way to go. Lost that clearance. I think we just run with what happened later in the game. Have no ruckman. That was better than Dommy Sheed because we won that one.
Yeah, no ruckman. Not the only people missing. Did you see this one dropped in? Nice of Sarah Jones to just drop in nicely during the call.
I reckon Picken looks a little bit sore as well. Not running as freely as I've seen him in the past.
Long launch, Carpenter. That's a better field kick. Would have been harder to get out of the way of it than mark it.
Yeah, just in case anyone forgot who they were missing, it was nice of them to drop that commentary in. Tommy Barrass going back with the flight, one of the gutsiest plays of the day. Free kick again, said he hit his opponent in the face, the commentators. Nah, I don't see any of that there. Where do you sit with the dead heat rule of a marking contest? Because it should either be man in front, or if they think this guy at the back has got more of it, give him the mark.
Yeah, just make a call on who marked it. Who you think marked it, you know? Like, if you think he's the one who marked the footy, doesn't matter if someone else is touching it, give it to him.
Yeah,
or if he's behind
if
the front.
If it's a 50-50 split, you give it to the guy in front.
But the rules are man in front gets it. It's like LBW. If there's any doubt, it goes with the batsman. If there's any doubt, give it to the man in front. Make that the rule, then there's none of this.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Nathan Vardy got caught high. You wouldn't believe by who?
By Caleb Daniel. If there's anyone on the ground, anyone he wouldn't want to be caught high from, it's Caleb Daniel. Don't know how that happens. Sheed and Jetta, just sort this out, boys. One of you make enough of it.
Easy almost became the first footballer I've ever seen to mark it off his elbow and then go 20 metres in the air and recapture it. But in the end, just a bloke who tried to mark the ball with his elbow, so that's a massive roast. No easy pushing the back call here. That would have been pretty interesting. We go down by a goal. I reckon that's probably leading the headlines of our program.
Hands in the back.
Umpire not paying advantage. This is one of those grey area rules. I've seen umpires wait to see if the goal goes through to pay the advantage.
Jetta the other week here.
Yeah, he waited to see whether the ball went through. So why wouldn't you give the Bulldogs credit here and say, I've seen that go through, that's advantage. You just stop playing, not look at where the ball's going. It just confuses me.
It should just be, if you take advantage, you've gone and that's it. And if you miss, stuff it. And if you get it, good on you. If you take advantage and then go, whoa, there's 10 blokes in front of me, too bad.
Yep.
If you take it, that's it.
No, for once I agree with you. But the winner, is this one of the greatest Falcons we'll see this round?
That is the best Falcon, with the most power and accuracy, flush in the face.
Yeah, McLean went down hard.
That we've seen in the last decade, I'll say.
Yeah.
That's a cracker.
Yeah, well done, Redpath. Roasting you. You do us a favour too. Cheers.